On the other side.
I'm on the other side. What does the other side look like to you?
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it can be most anything,
What is it today?
whatever pleases you.
What pleases you today?
Today hmm, it's like I'm on a patio with a pool. It looks Greco-Roman. It's a beautiful pool. It's on the side of a mountain looking down into um, maybe a gulf just over the ocean with the water.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful day. The sun is easy to look at. It's very crystalline, sparkles with different colors and light. And there's a feeling of love everywhere. It's just you're cradled in it.
And do you have a body there?
Yes, but it's a construct.
Mm-hmm. What construct does it look like today?
Hmm,
Is it male or female?
female.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
We've got a toga type, a draped long white gown,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got golden curls kind of loosely piled on top of my head with a gold um, leaf type looking
Mm-hmm.
crown. Looks like something out of a book.
Very good. And what is it about this place that makes you feel so good?
I've been here before. It's a resting place for those that are needing respite from earthly troubles.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Are you the only one there? Are there others there with you also resting?
There was a man there to begin with. I
Mm-hmm.
felt his presence, but I didn't see him.
Yes.
But we've been here. This is our home.
This is our home. And this place, is it a physical place?
Not in the sense of the 3D world.
Okay. Would you explain that to me? How is that you can go to a place?
Well, it's another dimension,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where we've like regrouped
Mm-hmm.
many times.
Yes.
But it is timeless.
Okay. So before you came to this beautiful place, what was it that made you come here? What are these things that are happening on earth that have caused you to come here to rest?
We come here between lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
We'd heal from war wounds, so to speak. We drink of heavenly waters.
Mm-hmm.
We reconnect and support each other. And once we're healed, we can go back to the source, God, and discuss whether we want to have more adventures and learn more, or if we would like to stay and just relax through time.
Very good. So allow yourself to rest as much as needed. And I'm going to count to 3. When I get to number 3, you will leave this place and go back to source to discuss your next adventure. 1, 2, and 3. Where are you?
One, with Source. We are a collective. This is home for us all.
Mhm. Tell me more about this.
Life begins and ends here. This is the Alpha and Omega that is spoken of. We all come from here. This is from whence we came. And this is where we go when we go home. It's a brilliant existence. It is surrounded by the emotion of love to the point of being addictive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is where we miss when we feel lonely on earth.
So when someone says they want to go home, it's this emotion of love that they miss.
Yes.
So it's not like
it is the all.
it's the all. Do you feel that you are individual in this place?
No, we are one.
Mm-hmm.
You are one atom in a huge being. You all work together. We're all one, all one, all one.
Mm-hmm.
We are. This is the connectedness that all earthlings seek. And this is where our troubles come from when we seek something we cannot have till we rejoin Source.
Mm-hmm. So is that where the sadness stems from when we can't be at one?
All unfit emotions come from lack of this. All people that are connected to this through prayer and love have a sense of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So if all is love and all is one in this place, why would you choose to separate yourself from such an idyllic feeling? Why would you leave?
Sometimes one must. Sometimes one iota, one fraction of Source is needed elsewhere. We can go on missions. We must separate ourselves from Source to go on these missions. If help is needed from God, we are sent from God.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a collective. It all comes from God, though. It all comes from Source.
Yes.
Every idea we have as an individual comes from Source. It's a collective. We're all one. I want to say being, entity, huge emotion. We're all an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Without each other, we cannot be God. God decides, but we're all part of God.
Now, many have turned against God.
This is why we have missions.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that.
If we can enlighten one soul that's lost, we're doing a great thing. It's very important that every soul feels touched and remembers who they are. There are some very lost souls on earth right now. So there's been a huge mission in the works. God has sent us forth in order to help the ones in the dark so they can go back home in the right way.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to focus on what your mission has been, leaving Source and coming to Earth as the one known as Sabrina. What is the mission?
Sabrina has been through many troubles, many trials, much pain and loss. She is a representative that can show others that we can survive, we can be happy, we can love God no matter what. She is a representative.
So all of these challenges that she's gone through, has it been to understand how other people feel?
Yes, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Every bump in the road has led to this. Every challenge has taught her more so that she may teach others. Every joy, despite the sadness, lights up the world more. She's been tested and true, and she is supposed to show others how to be that way,
Mm-hmm.
just by being in one piece
Mm-hmm.
and being cheerful in spite of it all.
So when someone comes on a mission to Earth, it's not about doing anything, it's about being.
Oh, yes. It's not, a mission isn't just go do this. A mission has many layers, and Sabrina is just at the beginning of the crescendo of her mission.
Mm-hmm. So it seems that it's taken decades for her to get to where she is now.
In divine timing.
Mm-hmm. Why is it that some who come here to Earth know their mission and purpose right away, and others take a very long time?
That's their path.
Do they choose it?
They agree on it.
Okay. And who are the ones that would assist a soul that comes to Earth to be guided towards their mission?
There's angelics. There's forefathers.
Mm-hmm.
There's strangers on the street that represent God and Source. And all of the arrangements have been made beforehand. All of the agreements are supported.
So these agreements have been made before they were even born into this body?
Yes.
Okay. So where does free will come into all of this if all of this is already planned?
Free will is a moment by moment basis. Free will is always there. Ultimately, heaven watches, and sometimes heaven holds their breath and prays and hopes that the individuals they sent will stay on the right path. But if they trip and fall, they still have support.
Mm-hmm.
It is always a joyous thing when they come back around to do the things they're supposed to accomplish on their mission.
Mm-hmm. Now you spoke about the angelics. they also come from God.
They're his representatives also.
Are there different layers of angelics?
Many.
So who are the ones that are working now with Sabrina?
She has her guardian. She has his assistants.
Mm-hmm.
He is higher up. He's on archangel level.
He's archangel. And what would be a difference of someone having an archangel as a personal guide?
There's more strength in this bondage. There's more importance to the mission. There's more help because the mission will be arduous. A lot more protection.
A lot more protection. So while you're speaking about angels, there's a story that Sabrina told me about an angel who helped her with a tow truck a long time ago.
Christine,
Mm-hmm.
she was Ezekiel's assistant.
I see.
She is one of the angels that help people to pass
Mm-hmm.
over due to bad circumstances. Suicide mostly, even if it's a mistake. She helps them transition to the other side. But that is her day job. Ezekiel sent her out on an emergency mission with Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. And how is it possible for an angel to take on the body of a human and even have cars and
It's a God manifestation. It's very simple.
mm-hmm.
This was an emergency, so she showed up with everything she needed. But it wasn't quite 3D material.
It was a clean tow truck.
Mm.
So is this something that happens often when people are in need, that angels will show up?
It depends on their faith.
How much faith must you have in order for an angel to help you?
Hyper focused faith,
Mm-hmm.
faith, tunnel vision faith. At that time, Sabrina had tunnel vision on the help that she needed, and it showed up.
Okay.
Ezekiel sent Christine to help her, took her off task.
Mm-hmm.
The job got done.
Okay.
The rescue mission was accomplished.
Very good. So what about now? You've just said that she's at a point where her mission has just begun.
Yes,
What tools does she need in order to accomplish this mission moving forward?
an open mind. Continue the praying she's doing. More of it.
More praying?
Devoting one day to God. Paying very close attention to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing on all the miracles around you at all times helps.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina's learned to step out of the 3D, turn off the phone, look at that butterfly and love it. Hear that bird sing. Forgive people instantly. Give when she can. And love as much as she can. She's just at the beginning of this. even though she feels like she's come very far.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get to a certain point in your life where you feel tired of all of the things you've gone through.
Mm.
And when someone speaks of a mission, it almost seems as if it's going to be tiring.
Mm. Our mission's glorious.
Is there a way
We
that
will be all in. We are all in.
Mm-hmm.
It will be our pleasure, our honor, and our duty. Where exhaustion will not come into it. Thought makes you tired,
Mm-hmm.
not the mission. Go headlong into it and be glad you can.
Yes. Well, I had read something to Sabrina that said life is delicious.
Mm-hmm. It is. Eat it up with a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
It is. All of it.
Yeah.
A crying child is no longer annoying, but beautiful. The traffic is just a gathering of souls. The mosquito bite is still an issue. Yet it's there for a reason. It's food for those beautiful dragonflies we love so much.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Would you speak to me about an experience that Sabrina had recently when she was listening to another session and she received the word that I believe is an angel? Is it Elohim?
Elohim.
Elohim?
Elohim is the highest. Hosanna is sung to the Elohim. Elohim is singular and plural. Elohim is God, heaven, angels, the divine. Elohim is all encompassing of heaven.
Why was she given that word over and over and over again?
It was supposed to be brought up.
Mm-hmm.
It was what word the moment was waiting for.
Is that the word that made her come here today?
Yes, part of it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
There's not much discussion of heaven lately.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of discussion of hell. Not too many people bring up heaven anymore. Heaven is definitely another realm.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for mere mortals to understand. Yet we all know it down deep in our soul that this is where we come from. And this is where we hope and pray that we go back to. Heaven is home. Heaven is an agenda. Heaven is a destination.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to be more focused on heaven. It is who we are. It is where we're from. It is where we're going. It is what we crave. It is what heals. We cannot forget that.
Mm-hmm. But for all of those who are craving to go home, they're not living their life.
It is possible. It's possible.
Mm-hmm. So what do you say to those who are constantly saying, I don't want to be here?
You chose to be here. What you do here matters. What you do here is important. You chose to be here. We all know you're homesick, but you will be there soon enough. Stay in school, children. Learn your lessons. Be sweet and good. Be kind to others. Help them along the way. Because when we graduate, we hope it's with honors, or we can go back home.
Mhm. Yeah. So a lot has been happening lately on Earth.
Yes.
And Sabrina has been very upset by what she's been experiencing, not only in her physical life, but in her dream state also.
Yes.
What's happening here?
Sabrina is processing. It's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be for long. She just needs to make the most of it. Get up and keep her routine in the morning, no matter how tired she is. Her rest will come soon. It's very important that she understands things completely through this processing, even though she doesn't remember much of it. She knows it's there. It's healing her. It's opening her eyes. And it's helping her. So it's a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm. During her dream state, she seems to be living her life in so many different ways.
Oh.
Same people,
Mm-hmm.
different scenarios, different places.
Parallel universes.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that something that happens to everyone, or is just Sabrina?
Not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being shown to Sabrina so she realizes this was going to happen no matter what universe you were in. This is something you had to go through. So when she sees it in other realities, she can wake up grateful that she's gone through it instead of reliving the memories of it in this lifetime and in this universe.
Okay.
So it's letting her move on, let go, and understand no matter what that was bound to happen. There is nothing you could have done in this or any other timeline universe to stop it from happening. It was something that had to happen. There's a trickle down effect for everything you do. For every action you take, it affects multiple people. Every decision you make, the ripple effect is endless sometimes. So she went through this so that she can learn from it, come out the other side whole, be positive, happy, and loving. And that ripple effect will help other people understand that what they're going through was a necessity. And they will want to pass the test and come out happy and whole and helpful. It's important because we're all going through challenges. It's how we face those challenges, get past them, and become not joyous. The word is victorious.
Mm-hmm.
Victory is ours when we come through them learning a lesson, realizing it had to happen. It was fate, for lack of a better word, kismet.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can help others along during these troubling times. Look at me. I was victorious. You can be too.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be that on Earth right now, there's a lot of turmoil.
Yes.
The ones who are playing the role of the evil ones are getting louder and more in your face.
Mm.
If everyone comes from heaven, why are these not on this path? What is their role?
There's no light without dark, Alba.
Mm.
It's necessary. And those of us that are following the light will see them crumble under God's wrath. Good wins.
Mm-hmm.
Good always wins. Whether it looks like it or not, good wins. They will meet their fate also.
Mm-hmm.
We should pray for these people. Pray for their turn their face. Pray for them.
Mm-hmm. But if there's no light without dark, even if they turn, wouldn't there still be a contrast?
Yes,
Mhm.
always.
Okay,
There's no yin without yang.
right.
But that's what brings us to the light. The most troubling times we're on our knees.
Yes.
There's not enough prayer.
Mm.
People are too busy letting the dark touch them and change them. And then they get dark, even if it's all the complaining and wrenching of the hands, clashing of the teeth. Doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to God. Turn to the light. Pray for those in the darkness.
Okay. Would you explain to me a little bit about what is this light that everyone sees above Sabrina?
That's the light of God. She is one of God's children, and she's very connected. She could have gone home at 8 years old, and they reminded her of her mission. So she came back. To come back, she knew she was going to have to go through so much. And she said, okay, it's worth it. And that made her very special in God's heart. So when she veered away, she was quickly reminded there was no getting away with anything. She was quickly, immediately reminded to go back to God. So the light has always been shining on her to keep her path lit up.
And that light that she has, is that what is attracting all of those souls that are trying to get through to their loved one?
Yes, as she lights up more, they come out of the darkness. There's so much sadness left behind with their death that they want to leave a message of love and hope with their loved ones. But Sabrina doesn't know who her loved ones are. They just see in her light.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying, help me, you know, I'm here. I need help communicating with my loved ones. And Sabrina's having to tell them, get your loved ones to come to me, and I will be more than happy to help you all. So some of them have already gone to the light, but the pain of who they left behind, prayers and the pain of who they left behind, makes them step away a little bit. So it's very hard to come out of a very sunny outside and walk into a dark room. You need to turn on a lamp to see what's going on. So they're coming out of a sunny summer day and walking into a dark room, and the lamp is turned on and it's Sabrina. So they're just trying Sabrina could light the way with their people that are left behind, with their loved ones that are hurting so much.
So currently she has one that is in her home that is scaring
Yes.
her.
Not
Who is that?
scaring, just making itself present.
Who is that?
Oh, wow. This is a relative of someone she knows,
Yes.
and it's someone she doesn't want to speak to. And this relative wants to get a message to her. That's why there's been a stagnation.
So what do you advise her?
Well, now that she knows this, she's going to have to do some work here. It might have to be a recorded message and just send it to this person. Wow. There was a lot of darkness in this death, too. Yeah, she was murdered. She was a victim of circumstance. And it changed the path this woman was on.
Yes.
Which has ended up affecting Sabrina's life. So this is a healing that has to happen.
Is this message going to be given to her privately?
To Sabrina or
yes.
Sabrina can talk to this person now that she knows.
Okay.
And just do a recording and send it to the woman that it's for.
Is this one of the challenges that Sabrina needs to go through?
Yes.
She needs
As
to get
part of
through
a
this one?
forgiveness lesson. Yes.
Yeah. So even the hard stuff we need to go through.
Yep.
Yes. So now moving forward, is this going to be an important part of her mission?
Channeling for people?
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of pain that needs to be healed.
What would be the best way for Sabrina to be doing this work in the future?
There's multiple channels nowadays, Alba. She can do this over like a Zoom or in person.
Okay.
It's happened over a Zoom recently, a couple of times.
Okay.
And sometimes it just comes through. So she just lays down and turns her phone on like video, but doesn't video herself, just sticks it out the window or something, points it somewhere in the room and just lets it come through. And then she can send that video of actually an audio, but there's other things going on in the room. There's activity, there's lights flashing and orbs and knocks and things like that. So it works for some people.
Yeah.
So there's different ways.
Okay. Very good. Does she need to be trained specifically to do this, or is she already set?
And knowledge is power. There's always extra tools you can put in your toolbox as long as it's not a crutch. So if she feels like she wants to, every time she's gone for more knowledge, it's helped. So sure.
Right. So the classes that she's thinking of taking are a good idea.
Well, she's just got one more. So she
So it
could,
works.
yeah, there's always something can be gleaned, but she's not going to pursue that specific avenue after that.
I'm curious about the ability for Sabrina not only to speak with spirit, but to see the future. And recently, in the last session, she was able to experience something that was very disturbing for her.
Yes. Would
you speak about that experience?
She was already experiencing trauma from a former life. So while she was in that trauma, it was just a matter of physics or something. It was an interruption.
Mhm.
Like you're watching a movie and here comes a commercial.
Yes.
The commercial's about things to come while you're watching a movie about the past.
Yes.
So it was just a random vision that popped in because it was important. And it was very important for her to live that, to hold steadfast with her conviction and opinions about upcoming events personally.
Mhm. So why is it that as a collective on Earth, we had to watch so many people die in Maui?
It's time to take a stand. It is time to remember that with our present government.
Mm-hmm.
It is time for people that are not awake to wake up and question authority. There is a lot of missing pieces in that situation, yet this is not isolated. This is happening in multiple places. It is time for a global sounding of we are sovereign and we will stand together. We outnumber the few, the 1%. We are 99%. If not now, when?
Mm-hmm.
It's a martyrdom
Mm-hmm.
that is waking up many that were in the dark about martyrdom. These souls were sacrificed for us to wake up, for us to take on the challenge, stand up against tyranny, become united, look for truth, and act on it.
Those that died, they know as a soul that this would be their mission.
Not necessarily. They signed up for it, but there's that instant amnesia.
Yes.
Second they passed, they were given high fives because it's a turning point in history. This is a swiveling turning point in American history. All eyes around the world are watching this. This will change things forever. So they were part of a great mission themselves. There's people uniting over this. It was such a tragedy. Something has to be done.
So what do you say to those who lost their loved ones, their possessions, their homes?
We pray for them. There's nothing you can say in such grief that will console. We pray for them. We fight for them. We hold them close to our hearts forever. We thank God it wasn't us, but they are us. So we have to rally for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing we can do.
Thank you for that. So what's ahead for us? What do we need to do as a collective? We've been told of the earth changing. Now
It
we have
is.
this happening. What do we need to do and know?
Above all else, pray. We're not omnipotent. God is. We're not almighty. God is. God has the answers. We are just boots on the ground, boots on the ground need to listen to the call. Best way to do that is to pray. We need to pray for everyone. We need to pray for our planet and everybody on it. Because here we go. It's going to be a wild ride, Alba.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing it happen. There are storms all over the planet, floods all over the planet, earthquakes all over, volcanoes erupting, hardship, heartache. And yet we can wake up thankful and grateful that we're in one piece. We have a roof over our head. We have food in our bellies. We have loved ones. We can thank God for that. And those of us that are still standing have got to reach down and help the others up. We have to pray for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to boil down to just that. Your connections won't help. All of your money won't help. Your tools won't help. It is bringing us all back to God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we should be. There was a flood about that earlier. Keep that in mind.
These earth changes, are they actually happening from the earth, or is it being manipulated?
Both
Mm-hmm.
manipulation and Gaia's reaction. There's a lot going on. We can say no. We can say no to so many things. And the hive mind doesn't. So
So I know you could say no, but if we don't know who it is that's doing it, how can we help?
answers will come to those that pray. Alba, prayer is being reiterated here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The answers will come. The right people will fall into each other's path. We will form, we will, united we stand.
Yeah.
United we stand. We're one whole nation under God. This nation was the most powerful nation on earth. Lately, it has slipped into another spot. But the people that get angry enough about it, righteous enough about it, sovereign enough about it, will stand together. This movement has started. We will stand up against tyranny, and we will light the path for others to do so. In the end, everything will be okay.
Very good. Is there anything else that you would like to bring forth today, either regarding Sabrina's life or anything that anyone would be interested in hearing about besides prayer? We already heard prayer.
Prayer, prayer, prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Find joy. Find joy in the little things. Every little thing. Every little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina was very sad one time. Her life had all fallen apart. It was very terrible. One of her lowest points. And she was sitting on a rickety step in a hopeless situation and was asking God to lighten up her load a little bit. And at that time, a frog hopped up and slammed into the wall beside her and slid down. The comic relief is always there. God's always finding you something for you to be joyful about in the midst of all of this. Now more than ever. We need to find our joy. Watching children play, puppies being stupid, a good meal, a beautiful day, whatever, don't take it for granted. Whatever happy moment that's given to you, take a beat, enjoy it, be grateful for it. That will get us through. Find joy in the darkest of times. Don't harp on things that are dark. Find joy. It's right in front of you all the time.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Who have I been speaking with this whole time?
This is Sabrina's. Soul from another place.
Mm-hmm.
The extension of her soul.
The extension of her soul.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Thank you. 5. Wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over.
Oh,
Here's a tissue for you.
oh my gosh. I open my eyes and it's like half a gallon of water comes in.
You've been holding it in.
Oh no, it was streaming. I could feel it. Wow. What was that?
You wanted to go deeper.
So, girl.
Did you go deeper?
Yeah, I was somewhere else.
Not.
Wow. That was very religious, biblical stuff, wasn't it? Wow.
Pray.
Pray, 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 baby.
That's what you've
We
been
need
doing.
prayers more than anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Did you see anything that you didn't say?
Uh,
Were you able to see things from a different perspective?
that was so weird. You know, because we all have our concept of heaven. You hear about golden streets and big gates, and
Yeah.
and there was
Pretty place.
that beautiful place. I mean, it was beautiful. It was colors we don't know of.
Wow.
There was beautiful flowers and birds, and there was some dude there somewhere, but I didn't see him. I knew he was
You
around
think
there.
that was your guide?
I think he was a twin flame soulmate kind of person, but we meet back up in our home, and that was our heavenly home kind of thing.
Wow.
And there was a reason he wasn't showing himself,
Mm-hmm.
but
Probably a distraction.
yeah. Oh, I'd be asking him all kinds of like, hey, what's your name? How you doing? Yeah,
You're off.
yeah. Fancy meeting you here. But the collective thing is a prismatic light, and I did see that when I had my near death experience, and I saw that. I know, man, I'm a mess. I'm probably looking like Alice Cooper here. God, it was pouring out. Um, Interesting. Yeah. Okay. You know how you can see a reflection off of like chrome,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks very prismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine all of the atoms that would be involved. You got air atoms, you got light atoms, you got all this stuff going on, right?
Mm.
And that's us.
Wow.
That's what we are in the light when we're connected to God. We are part of that God source, that God light. We're all, there's no names, there's no identity, there's no different colors of skin and eyes and all that. We're all part of God's light. I mean, when you see it that way,
Yeah.
you know,
Did you get anything from the Maui?
Yes. Oh my God, I got chills. I get chills big time on this. That was they knew they were sacrificial lambs, bottom line.
Mhm.
Because things are getting and then all of a sudden there's Maui. Then it's like, okay, now people are like, now I'm going to pay attention because these are Americans.
Yeah.
The way they're being treated afterwards is unacceptable, And if it wouldn't have been that loss of land and life and family and history, we wouldn't have paid attention to it as much.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't have been all these weird things that didn't go right, I mean, it's just so many levels of stuff that you got to be under a rock not to know this, So, yes, those people were they were martyrs, So, yeah, but I could see them all on the other side going mission accomplished.
Did you see a lot of children?
Mm-mm.
No.
I did not. I noticed that because when you were saying that, I was like, the ego part of me is going, what about the kids? Is Alba going to ask about the kids? And I really didn't want to go down that road because that is a really dark road. And I didn't want to be haunted by the visuals of it later because I will.
Yeah, I didn't go down that road.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was like, look, I'm already having trouble sleeping. So,
but I knew you noticed.
Yeah, there's no kids. I didn't see, I saw mostly, and they were all indigenous peoples. I didn't see, I mean, they all looked Hawaiian, so, but there was mission accomplished kind of celebration on the other side because that is catapulting. That is a turning point in history.
Yeah.
It's like when Pearl Harbor.
It's another Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
It's another Twin Tower. It's another. Yeah. It's another one.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Unfortunately, the fires around haven't been strong enough for people to even.
Well, we've had fires all over the place, and nobody's paying attention.
Right.
But this
was,
too much. It's a pause for thought, and if that many people had to die for even one person to wake up, of course it's going to be more than one, but
of course, yeah,
that it doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. It's the amount of focus on something that is wrong, because right and wrong, there's becoming no more gray area in between, and that's what we're here for, is to stand up for the right and to get rid of the wrong. I mean, there's never, you got to have it.
Yeah.
Got to have that dark to focus on the light. So
that was the hard thing about the contrast, is like, well, I know the God will win, but then there's always going to be contrast.
Yeah, always.
Let's look at that
one. Oh, hey, how you doing?
So this has been quite interesting. And I want to thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for.
I hope I didn't slap you around too hard.
Pray,
baby.
Whatever way
I don't care how.
to you, but start praying. Pray for those people who are lost.
The people you don't like.
Oh, that's even
the worst people you can think of. They're the ones that need our prayers, because prayer can change a person. Prayer can, pray for their form to see the light. Pray for them to have a change of heart.
Yes.
Because, it's amazing what prayer can do. I've seen it firsthand. Change the worst position into an easy, light-filled thing. So
your life is
I'm a testament to that.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
That's what 824 was all about.
Yes.
So if you didn't hear the interview that we did before the session,
excuse me,
check back and you'll understand what 824 was all about.
Yeah, because I did not see that coming, but I was praying. I was praying real hard for that. And it something, I mean, it flipped. I had actual um electrical disturbances around my house. And then I got a phone call that was like, what? You
A
know,
miracle.
it was a
Yeah.
miracle. So
believe in miracles, pray for everything, pray for
celebrate the little things.
celebrate, focus on every little detail of your life and find joy in it. And I hope you found joy in this session. And I hope I'd see you next time around. Much
All
love
right.
to you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.